Hello, everyone. Welcome to this week's 5D Tea with me. And even though it's a couple of days after the new moon, I'm just off of that new moon workshop that I started last week and will continue on throughout the rest of the year and into the next. And we did a lot of intention setting during our workshop. We really dove deep into not just the new moon, but the new moon in Aries, and also kind of do's and don'ts or rules of engagement for intention setting so that the intentions that you're making during the new moon can be as powerful and as potent as possible, right? But the other thing that came up that we were discussing during the workshop is the fact that this particular new moon coincided with a solar eclipse, and then of course Mercury Retrograde. So we had a lot of celestial events and things in the zodiac going on simultaneously. And so for those of you who haven't been feeling it in April, you're probably feeling it right now. And I just want you to know that that's okay. And, part of the new moon in Aries is about moving us into new beginnings and blazing new trails. But at the same time, simultaneously, we know that Mercury retrograde kind of takes us in reverse decision making or having to make decisions over again because we get confused, we get fuzzy, and things just get weird during that time. And that's going to last until mid-May. So I just want you to know that we have some opposing energies going on, but it's okay. We're all in the same basket. So at the end of the day, solar eclipses are very, very powerful. We're also coming up on a lunar eclipse that's going to be in the first part of May. And so it's just a very powerful time. Energies are moving, and it's just a really potent time for us to be sitting in deep consideration with ourselves, with our dreams, with our hopes, with our wishes, and working on ourselves at the same time. And when we do that, and I've just come out of this as well, sometimes things can get a little dark and a little sad and a little like what way is up versus what way is down. And taking the time for self-care. Now, self-care means something different to everyone. I personally post self-care tips on my Instagram and my Facebook on a weekly basis because I think it's important for people to know that it's not just always about sitting in an hour-long meditation or doing breathwork. It can be about a myriad of other things when it comes to self-care. The challenge for all of us and the hurdle that is an easy hurdle for all of us to get over, but is a hurdle nonetheless, is consistency and staying in the pocket and making sure that if you're not getting enough sleep on one night, that you're finding a way to replenish yourself the next day. And really being mindful of where are my gaps and where are the things that I need to fill in. And sometimes just saying, you know what, I've convinced myself that I have to work 5 days a week or 5.5 or 6. Everybody's work schedules are so crazy now. Maybe don't. Maybe you have to schedule a day for yourself, right? And we think that we can't do that, but we all know whatever amount of time that we've set aside in the week to work, we will get our work done, right? So if you've got to take a half day or an early afternoon or whatever, just make it happen. Make it happen for yourself. It is such an important time for self-care right now. So log on to my Instagram, check out the self-care tips there. They're posted every single week. There's tons of them. And sometimes we just need a gentle reminder. I mean, I had a practitioner of mine once say, it's really important for you to sit in your creative process more than you are. And I just started drawing again and coloring. There's some great adult coloring books out there, just to get that piece of that back into my life. And I may only have done it for 10 or 15 minutes at a time before going to bed or whatever. Doesn't matter. The very fact that you're sitting down, you're devoting time to yourself, and you're taking care of yourself is such an important part of aligning ourselves with oneness and the mind, the body, the spirit, and just honoring what our needs are. Because our needs, for a very long time, no matter gender, race, creed, doesn't matter, our needs have not been met as a whole in a really, really long time. So coming off the energy of this new moon, granted, setting intentions are the most potent 48 hours or within 48 hours after the apex of the new moon, which we're just past now. But nonetheless, setting intentions and setting aside time to drop into that deep thought process with ourselves is just such an important practice. So for that new moon in Aries energy, again, of the blazing of the new trails and establishing your independence and having the courage and the boldness to move forward, I just want to encourage you, no matter what time of the month we're in, to really sit with that. Think about that. What does that mean for you? What does that mean in your life? How does that show up for you in your personal life, in your work life, in your relationships, right? And the next new moon is going to be on May 19th. So be looking for information coming soon on my social media pages about the next workshop. It is a virtual workshop, so anyone and everyone can join. I'm going to have the information up on my website this week. So log on to the5dcollective.com and you can look under courses and workshops, and all the information will be there later on this week. So I hope you can join us. It was such a pleasant surprise to see how that workshop kind of organically came together and how it all fell together that evening. And I can't wait to do more of them. It was so fulfilling for me to see other people sitting in their intention and carving out the time for themselves and feeling like they left just a little bit lighter, right? So that's enough for now. I leave you with another 5DT with me. Cheers, everybody, and I will see you next time.